Hello, Guru, and today we are back and we are doing. Well, first we have to sit through this ad. Sorry about that. But anyway, so we are doing the level Flight from Moria, and yes, I've been gone for a while. I've had some trouble with different emulator apps and with just issues with having the game work, but we are back and we are hoping to be able to beat this. Now, this level can be a bit variable since you're up against, three of I guess you're up against two of the tankiest good heroes, which are Aragorn and Gimli. It's a good thing they have Boromir instead of Éomer, since Éomer is also super tanky. Boromir is not that tanky, pretty generally. So, a few things to note here. This guy is right close to these deadly archers, and if you do not move him, he will be gone very quickly, and you need his leadership. So, no matter what, I always start out by moving him over there, and somehow with the AI's logic, they won't, you know, pursue him that much over here. Not like nowhere near as much as they will when, he's over here. So it's very important, and I am debating whether to move this troll in, because the troll will be able to get a big hit, but I want to keep the troll alive as long as possible, whereas these goblins are pretty expendable. So I'm actually going to just move a goblin in, since if I move the troll in, Gimli would get a huge hit, Aragorn would get a big hit with his bow, and I want the Witch King to be over here to support, and ideally I could get the Witch King and the Troll wailing on Boromir and the other heroes, but we'll see how it goes. And so this goblin, I'm going to move over here. They're not going to be able to do anything. Like, this goblin is going to die, but it will. But attacking this goblin will keep an elf archer from, shooting the troll or my chieftain over here. So, that goblin over there, their entire life purpose is just to stall. But, no, they didn't take the bait, which is not what I expected. Yeah, and in this level on Grueling, the elves are just monsters. The heroes are insane. Like, one on one, Gimli could beat a troll. Aragorn could beat a troll. I don't think Boromir could quite do it, but it's not that it's entirely possible. So it's very tough. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, I think the troll is gonna have to start taking hits. So I'm just gonna move the troll in, and Boromir, as you can see, is coming along. The Witch King is moving in. Next turn, Boromir will for sure be dead. It's a real lifesaver that Boromir is in this game, in this level, and not Éomer, like I said, because Boromir just does not have that many hit points. But okay, this is actually really bad. The Witch King is taking a bunch of damage. I didn't think they'd go for this. They didn't even attack the troll. So that's a surprise. So I'm gonna drop a big hit on Boromir. Going to chase him down. There we go. Boromir is dead. So the Witch King, I don't want to send him in, honestly, since he'll probably die. So, but Aragorn shooting at him from afar, this range isn't going to do that much damage to him. So, and if Gimli can actually, yeah, I think Gimli. Oh, actually, I need to double check. Okay, so maybe if Gimli and Aragorn take a turn shooting him. Yeah, I think they're going to shoot at him from afar rather than engaging with the troll. That's what I'm banking on. I could be wasting an invulnerability, but we'll see. We'll see how well I can gauge the AI's logic. And I don't want Gimli to hit the troll up close, so I'm going to position that goblin there. Goblins in this level have about as much value in blocking off movement than they do in attack, since they do 3 attack. So goblins are not powerhouses in this level. Oh, and that's a thing. Aragorn, for whatever reason, just like ran off to the bottom right corner, if you might have noticed. He sometimes has weird AI tendencies to do that kind of thing. I don't know if it's just so he can be with his fellow woodsmen, so they can, have a nice conversation about how awesome it is to shower once a week and eat raw rabbits, but they can do that. And that is actually incredibly serendipitous, because that means, even though the Witch King has taken a bit of a pounding, not great phrasing, I'll admit, I can get the Troll and the Witch King on Gimli. Gimli is just the tiniest little tank. It's just a super big problem. But because of, I can have these 2 guys on him with Aragorn just off flooping around, that means Gimli is actually doable. And, I'm going to get greedy, and I'm going to send in my chieftain to do, barely any damage. But it's something. I'm kind of ignoring the elves for now, since, they'll, once I take Gimli and Aragorn out, there will only be Pippin. No, Merry here. Wait, no, yeah, that's Pippin. There will only be Pippin here to give, weak leadership. So, ignoring the elves for now. And Aragorn, thankfully, is doing something that makes no sense. All the actions in the middle, so of course he's coming up around. I don't know if it's because he wants to attack these goblins, but I really don't think they're the problem, Aragorn. But you do you, boo. So, let's see. We're going to attack Gimli with a big hit. Well, that's the last of those. Unfortunately, I don't have enough leadership to use the troll, so I can't finish off Gimli, but I can get him a tad bit closer. I mean, he has 41 HP, fully leveled up, in this game. It's honestly ridiculous. The Witch King, who's the toughest baseline evil hero you can get, only has 32 HP, and Gimli just has 41. So, even with our great luck, I don't know if things are looking amazing, but actually, I think they're looking pretty good. I didn't mention it, but I need to kill all the elves or all the woodsmen, and kill 3 heroes. Basically, what I do is I take out Boromir, Aragorn, and then Gimli, though that order can change a little bit. I always like to go for Boromir first since he's the squishiest, and then I take out the elves. But if I'm lucky enough and Aragorn stays in the corner, then I could just take out Pippin instead, who is a lot weaker. So, boom, there we go. There goes the Gimmeister. Gimli, son of Gloin, is down, and I hate to say it, but it would be just as accurate to call Gimli son of Gloin as it would be to call him son of Groin. There, that's my tasteless joke for the day. Very tasteless joke. So, we're in a really great position, actually. The troll is still still has plenty of hit points. Yep, the troll has plenty of hit points. So, I think I might even get lucky enough to be able to position him to not be able to take a direct hit. Since even though these elves are archers, they can still do a lot of damage up front. And I still have my chieftain alive, so honestly, this might be the best luck I've ever had with this level. Because it can be very swingy. But Aragorn deciding to peace off, or peace out, and take a vacation is just the absolute best thing that could happen, since, I mean, he's really not that far from a Gimli. He might even be, I mean, he's at least equal to a Gimli. And as you can see, my chieftain provides invaluable leadership, but he's also not that tough. And the elves are just, good archers. So these goblins in the right, I just don't really use. It's not worth trying to take out the woodsmen too. So I always just kind of move them over or just not use them. So they've served their purpose. They've been the punching bags. So they've done a good job. And the troll is still at full HP. This is honestly miraculous. I mean, maybe miraculous is a bit of a strong word. It is a video game, but as far as video game miracles go, it's pretty good. Okay, so that guy's got scared so much that he can't even move for the next turn, which is good. And I am just going to move this goblin over. And also, I have reinforcements coming in several turns. So I think I'm definitely sitting pretty here. And the orc chieftain. Okay, yeah. I mean, I could like retreat him to the back. I might actually do that. I don't know if I need to, but I might, since his leadership is very important. But at the same time, I do want to maximize my damage. Actually, now that that elf is out of the way, I think I can safely... Yeah, because, let's see, this guy here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, I think he can take another attack. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk. I'm gonna keep that chieftain where he's at. And I'm gonna attack with the troll. This almost feels like it'll be an incorrect video to use like as an example of like how to beat it on Grueling, since like I've never had this happen. I've definitely done this level at least a dozen times, and I don't think I've ever had Aragorn just chill out so hard over there. So it almost doesn't feel like the right circumstance to use as a video guide, since my luck has been so incredible. Now, normally I would just go straight for Pippin, but I win. Oh, wait, I do need to kill Pippin because Aragorn is still alive. So I'll give Pippin a smack on the head. I've been super lucky to not have to fight Aragorn, but that doesn't mean that I can get off from having to kill another hero. Gimli, son of Groin. I think that's pretty funny. So, there we go. Pippin is down. But, of course, Aragorn and his forces are converging. Of course, these guys, they're pretty tough. But they only have 2 movement as opposed to the normal 3, and their bow attacks are fairly short-ranged. So I think I should still be in a good position. Of course, my troll is finally dead, but, I mean, he's provided a lot of value. He has been a real champion of this level, which, the preservation techniques of trying to bait out attacks away from him with the goblins is super important, since even though he's like really tanky, just the enemies will just wear him down pretty quickly. So you really have to block off with your goblins and put them in the way and really try to keep your troll alive. And some more very good luck, we get a rally, which I need since I got new goblins, but those woodsmen could have easily gotten in the way of my goblins and made things bad. And there is another troll who comes in at turn 15, so I wouldn't be lost or anything. But It's great that I get this chance to reposition all my goblins closer by. And as you can see by that picture, goblins are just incredibly handsome and beautiful little creatures. The craziest thing I ever heard is that apparently, at least like with movie lore, that, that like there are, female orcs, and that at least in the movies they're just like indistinguishable from male orcs, which I don't know if that's true, but that's kind of crazy. Like hypothetically, I guess I could see one like these goblins being, female, but I mean, you bring in some real orcs, and that's pretty crazy. So one thing that can be a little worrisome is I have until turn 20 to finish off those elves. So I should be good, but if I weren't so lucky, I could reach a point where even if I had the manpower to finish off the elves, I maybe wouldn't have the turns because of the lack of leadership. So it, things can definitely be tricky. I think I had that happen at least once where I was this close to actually just outright beating the level, but I ran out of time. So it's something to be aware of, which, keeping your leadership alive as long as possible with some of the techniques I showed is absolutely invaluable for this level, and it's essential. And this elf has decided to park himself on some rough terrain, but I just scared him off it, and and I think a couple hits from the troll will finish him off. Okay, I'm glad the troll didn't flee right there because I had a level where he like I kept him alive for a while, but he got scared like 5 times. So there's like 5 turns where I couldn't use him, and there we go. And there we are, victory for Sauron. So I think that's a pretty clear demonstration. I will add the caveat that like this was the luckiest I've ever gotten with this level. Normally you just have to grind it out with Aragorn along with Gimli and Boromir. Normally he doesn't take a weird vacay with the Woodsmen. So that's something to keep in mind. But thank you for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.